When we last left our heroine, she had reached the town of Valaki. Battered and bruised from her travels, but in one piece. She found a comforting inn with a warm bed and time to recuperate. Ismark and Ireena stayed behind as she did some investigation in the town, and in her investigation she came across a lone fisherman in the middle of Lake Zarovich, in the midst of what she would later learn to be a drowning attempt of a teenage girl. She rushed out there to save her, and with some inspiration and divine guidance from an extraplanar figure, she managed to succeed. The girl, who introduced herself as Arabelle, demanded to be taken back home, and Serena, being who she is, happily, if not kind of anxiously obliged. On the road, she was attacked and gravely injured. She managed to make it back to the Vistani camp that Abigail had spoke of, where she awoke in an unfamiliar room. Standing quietly in front of the house, bathed in a warm light of its lanterns, were 3 sullen, gray-cloaked figures, their angular features and black flowing hair half hidden under their cowls. And as she was rushed inside to be tended to, she had a nightmare, woke up to another warm bed, a crackling fire, and a friendly, smiling face beside her. After having a little bit of a chit-chat and changing her bandages, a man came in that had introduced himself as Kasimir Velikov. So, Serena, as you wake up from your rest, you have no idea what time it is. You feel refreshed, clean, warm. Your wounds, with the aid of your elven magics and bardic magics, have all but healed. Your new armor looking as fabulous as you were hoping. The night is yours. What would you like to do?
Well, let's see. So, the one from the tavern, Ricky.
Yes.
He wanted
Ricky.
to know about this village, this settlement, right? I can't remember specifically what he wanted.
You remember him ranting on, and it's much like people have actual lapses in their memories. You remember him ranting on something about were-ravens and the Vistani and how he was keeping an eye on him and kind of just feeling things out. Yeah, you remember something about that.
Something about that. Let's see. What else do I remember? Let's see. Well, Ireena and her brother are safe in Valaki for now. For now. There's supposed to be some kind of festival celebration in a few days that no one is really excited for. There was this windmill that we went to and then we dipped out. We went there. Maybe I should ask about that. Because we never figured out what that place was about.
Well, you awake in, just with next to a crackling fireplace into this, in this cart. It is, and you look around and you can tell just based on the way that the door is structured and how you peek outside that this is a cart. So one thing at a time.
A cart?
Yes. A very nice cart. Think of like a covered wagon except ×2.
It's a covered wagon. Okay. I was thinking a pulling cart.
Yeah, no, it's think Yeah, think covered wagon except for, wood walls, and there's even a fireplace in the corner in this thing. Like, this is a
So
nice
this is
wagon.
like a large, so it's like an RV. This is, I'm in an RV.
Yes. Yes, you are in an RV.
Well, I guess I'll take a look around in here. Like, I mean, not to be like a pest, but like, like just take a look around, like what's in here.
Okay, great. Make a perception check.
10.
10. You see that around this hovel is decorated with statues of statues of elven deities on stands in very good condition in little cubby holes all around. The very nice bed which you are in stands below a window which has its curtains drawn. On the far side of you is a fireplace. And in the other chamber that you take a look around the corner, there seems to be a table and the front door leading outward to what would be the rest of the tent, the rest of the camp. And a tapestry of a forest hangs on the opposite wall. Beautiful. It's a nice place, especially for a cart.
Yeah. Can I take a look at the tapestry?
So you get out of bed and you just start looking at it? Okay.
I'll take a look at it, yeah.
Okay. You gaze at this tapestry and you see that it depicts a very calming scene in nature, if not a familiar one. This forest seems to be really green on one side and slowly turning into the trees that that you've seen that have surrounded you for the past few days, these Barovian claw-like trees that stand really close together. On the left side, there's scenery of deer and butterfly and bees, and as it moves to the left, it transitions to scenery of wolves, undead, and ravens.
Okay, well, if there's nothing really else in this tent, I guess I'll just grab my stuff and head out.
Okay. You grab your stuff and you walk outside. This camp is built in circles. There are a bunch of very nice, similar to the wagon that you were just in, carts lining the perimeter. And there are a bunch of much smaller wagon, whereas the room that you were in was probably around 6 square feet. There are little pulled wagons that are around 5 square feet that encircle a gigantic tent in the middle with smoke coming out of it. And you see Vistani roaming around, going about their daily business. And one of them turns over, notices you, and begins to make their way over. And as you approach this shorter woman with kind of longish tied back hair, one braid on the side, a bright red dress, but that has long since been dirtied. I'm happy to see that you are awake. I was told to keep an eye out, and if you woke up, Lavash, who's one of the higher-ups here, would love to see you.
Oh, sure. Take me to them.
Yeah, and as you nervously hum your way through the center of the town, you get pulled and beckoned toward the center area. Piled outside the wagon are several empty casks of wine. From the inside of the tent comes the crack of a whip, followed by the howls of a young man. 3 sputtering campfires fill the tent with smoke, and through the haze you see 6 Vistani passed out in various places along the dead grass. A barely conscious, shirtless teenager hangs in the center tent pole, his wrists bound with rope and his back streaked with blood. An older, larger man in studded leather armor lashes the young man with a horsewhip, causing him to scream again. Ah! Standing in the bigger man's shadow, a third man, also clad in studded leather armor. "Easy, brother," he says to the whip-wielding brute. "I think Alexei has learned his lesson." The other man turns to him and twists the whip, and you can hear the leather twisting and turning as he looks like he's about to hit him again, and then he just shrugs and starts wrapping it up. And the young man begins to be helped down and untied from the pole by several Vistani that are all around him, and then they help carry him out. One of the men, a bigger fellow, broad shoulders, with a brown, ornate vest, and a big, bushy beard, and short, slicked back hair, the person that was not holding the whip, turns to you. "Ah, there she is!" And he makes his way over to you.
"Yes, I'll be here. You take care of your stuff."
As the one that was whipping the boy just takes a mug of some liquid and starts drinking it. And he makes his way over to you in a rush. "Sorry you had to see that." And he goes over and then reaches out for your hand and grabs it and shakes it with both hands. Thank you so much. You have no idea what you've done for me."
You're welcome, I think. What just happened? Why was he being whipped?
"Oh, internal bickering, you know how it is. We have our own ways."
All right.
"He'll be fine. Want a drink?" And he takes out a flask and holds it to you.
No thank you.
"All right, suit yourself. But I can do you one better." And he pops the cork back in his skin, puts it on the side. "Abigail! Abigail! Arabelle! Abigail, a lady that I met in town earlier. Arabelle! Arabelle!" And Arabelle comes out from the interior of the corner. "Oh!" And after she sees you, her face lightens up and she rushes over to you. "Are you awake? How are you doing? Everything
I'm
seems
doing fine.
up and about. Your wounds have healed remarkably fast." "Yeah, we noticed that. It's quite incredible."
Oh, a little magic can do a lot.
"Oh, magic. I'm a fan. I guess we haven't properly been introduced. My name..." And he straightens himself up. And he kind of stumbles as he straightens himself up, but, you know, he's trying to be respectable, but clearly drunk and smells of wine, heavily of wine. And it's about this point now that, like, you know, just that under his shirt is just a gigantic wine stain that he's covering with his vest. "My name is Lavash. I'm Arabelle's father."
Oh, good to meet you, sir.
"It's my pleasure. You have no idea. I would have killed so many people to find her, and you just brought her right back to me. I sent out search parties, told some men to stay sober, and let me tell you, that is hard to do around here." "Well, Arabelle, I assume you've thanked the nice lady?" "Yes, as a matter of fact, we get along quite nicely." "Oh, you're welcome to stay for as long as you want. I mean, you saved my little girl."
Oh, that is very generous of you. Thank you. I mean, I do have to head back to Valaki eventually, but, thank you.
"Oh, well, at least allow me to compensate you for all that you've done for me. For us."
Oh, well, Arabelle already gave me this lovely dress.
I noticed.
Um,
And he eyes you up and down with a little bit of that look in your eyes. It suits you nicely.
Thank you.
Follow me. And he beckons you out of the central tent, and the young man starts to regain consciousness. Like, easy there, friend, easy. Is it done? Yes, it's done. What are you waiting for? Come on, follow me!
Oh, one moment. And she kind of like, talks to the boy that got her and the person next to them. I could help heal his wounds a little bit.
No, I deserve this. This is my fault. I let Arabelle out of my sight, and she nearly got killed. I deserve this. I deserve this.
If you say so. Good to meet you. And she kind of awkwardly leaves.
Yeah. And he doesn't have the strength to walk and is just dragged to the corner and fed some wine. And that's the last that you see of him before you disappear from the center tent. As Lavash and Arabelle are continuing down to a tent on the exterior, another one. And he goes over, Aragol! I need your key! And Aragol comes out of the center keep. One moment, brother. And he hands him the key. Thank you very much. I'll return it to you promptly. You need to drink more, brother. I haven't seen you like this in a long time. Maybe you're right. And he takes another big swig, and Arabelle kind of has that slight look of disgust as he does. He's always like this. Don't think too poorly of him. He really does care.
I see. I'll do my best.
Right. And he takes these two keys, puts it into padlocks that have locked this wagon, unlocks it, and then opens the door. And this barrel-top wagon is filled with a series of chests, all of them closed. Pick whichever one you want. The chest and the contents themselves are yours, except for this one. And he puts his hand down on it. This one is, it's filled with goods that wouldn't suit your particular needs. And he puts his hand on a small wooden box.
That's quite generous. The entire chest.
Everything! You saved my everything. You have no idea what that means to me.
Oh, why, well, thank you very much. You mind if I take a look around?
Please. Pick whichever one suits your fancy.
All right. I'll go ahead and take a look at whatever's in there.
Okay. So you see a series of 6 iron boxes, one of which he says is off limits. You see a wooden chest, an iron chest, an onyx jewelry box with...
Hang on. Okay, so a wooden chest. A iron chest?
Yes. An onyx jewelry box with gold filigree, and you see a wooden throne with gold inlay and decorative stones. You also see a rolled up 10-foot, roughly, rug. And he said that you can take any one thing.
So okay, so basically there's 2 chests, a jewelry box, a throne, a rug, and then something that he has.
Yes.
That he's like, nah, this is mine. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna push him. I don't want him to be like, nah, I want that one. I'm gonna ask him if there's any hints about what's in each one.
Oh, that would ruin the surprise. Come on. You gotta pick one.
Oh, well, I'm not sure what I would do with a throne. I don't even think I could carry that around. So I think I'll probably leave that one alone. Same thing with a rug. I'm not sure what I would do with a rug. Even if it was special in some way. What would I do? Carry it around? The 3 boxes. I wonder what's in each one of those.
This is some Merchant of Venice shit.
Yeah, it is, right? This is some Merchant of Venice right here. Although, if we're going Merchant of Venice logic, I should pick the wooden box.
It's up to you. All of that glitters is not gold.
I'm gonna laugh if it's the wooden box and all there is inside is like a stick. You know what? I'll go ahead and pick that one. Yeah.
You pick the wooden?
Yep, we're gonna pick the wooden box.
Okay.
Is it the? I mean, it's the smallest one, or the jewelry box would be the smallest one.
Yeah, the jewelry box is the smallest one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So you point to the wooden box? All right. He goes on over to the wooden box, reaches in to a key, unlocks it, and he stands aside. Let's see what the ladies won. He opens it up and he motions forward to the chest. Well, he opens up the lock and motions towards the chest, waiting for you to open it. You can tell he's getting somewhat of a thrill out of this.
all right. And she puts her hand over and she opens the box.
You open up the box, and with the crackling of the lantern light, you instantly see a glow shine back at you as this chest is filled to the brim with silver and gold alloy coins, each containing a profiled visage of Strahd. This thing, for the sake of practicality, contains 1,200 electrum pieces. An electrum piece is worth 5 silver.
What? Wait. Well, okay. 1,200 electrum, which is 600 gold.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna put that down. Just.
These are
just for my brain.
Okay, write that in parentheses because it is 1,200 coins, and that is a shit ton of weight. So that still is
right.
That still is prevalent information.
Right.
But in terms of its
okay,
worth,
fine. I'll just put 1,200.
Yeah.
Electrum, which is apparently around 40 pounds.
Congratulations. Thank you for helping my girl.
Of course. And she tries to pick it up. She's like, oh gosh.
Now the Harpog's going to be taking it back. And
I'll figure out some way.
Arabelle sighs. Dad. I'm just messing with her. We have plenty of carts that could take you back. If you need. Take the chest with you. It's just Valaki, right? It's right down the road. It'd be no problem.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm happy that you were compensated in some way, as you hear from the back room and you turn to see Kasimir. His long pointed ears still sticking out from from his head, and it still kind of gives you like a sense of home that you haven't had in a while. Didn't mean to interrupt. Sorry.
That's all right.
Glad to see that your wounds have healed so nicely. I'm sure everyone said that, but we know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
What do I get
This is not the first time that I've gotten injured on the way to another destination.
I'd think not. This land is fairly treacherous. But,
I have learned that the hard way.
well, I hear that you need a cart. Would you mind if I maybe accompany you back to town?
Oh, sure, of course.
Yeah. Have some things that I want to chat with you about. Oh, Kasimir, you sly dog. Shut it. You shut it. Would you mind coming with me? Serena, right?
Yes.
Pleasure. Kasimir, if you don't remember. It's you were injured and I don't know.
Of course, Kasimir.
Mm-hmm. Arabelle kind of goes up to you and tugs at your sleeve a little bit. Thank you again. You saved my life, and this is, and she points to the chest, the absolute least we could do.
I mean, what could I do? Leave you to die? I would have saved you for nothing.
Ha! Saved her for nothing. That's good. That's real good. She looks annoyed for a second. Dad, would you go whip someone or something? Right, I'll leave you two alone. Hey, teenage girls gotta have friends. And he stumbles up. Thanks again! You're welcome back anytime! And he takes another big swig from his flask and wanders off. That fellow, colorful individual.
Yes, he seems jolly.
That's a good way to put it. Arabelle, I would invite you to go on the wagon ride back, but you're not going to be leaving here for a while. Yes, I know. Good. Well, do you have any other business here, or should we head back? And it is right around now that you realize that the sun has risen, and it is the next day.
Oh gosh, I better head back. Oh no, oh, they're gonna be so worried about me.
Okay, follow me. And, you two, carry the chest to my cart, please. Sure. And these two figures, Vistani, drop their tobacco and stomp it out on the ground and lift the chest and start following him back to the cart. So, must be like one big family reunion for you, huh? Seeing, and he points to the ears.
Sort of, yeah. To be honest, I was wondering whether I would meet other elven folk at all in this land.
Well, you won't find any more, so enjoy it while you can. It is nice to see some face like yours. It is refreshing. And he kind of looks around to see another person that it has fallen over and tumbled in some crates behind him with a loud crack and thud as people are just laughing and drinking and very boisterously. It's nice.
Are there few elven in this land?
We are the only
Well,
one.
that's sort of a stupid question.
We are the only...
Seeing how few I've seen.
We are the only ones that I know of, Serena. Well, we being you and me and everyone here, and she points to a few elven figures with much paler skin than you're used to. As far as in elven form.
Wait, he, she?
He points.
Oh, he
yeah,
said she.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. All right, right up here, right here. And the two people put the chest in the back. All right, you're good to go. Fuck off. Yes, sir.
Oh,
That's how we talk around here.
all right.
You try it. Come on, just
Oh, never.
tell
no.
that person to just say, hey, you, fuck off.
No, I think my grandmother would kill me. Using that sort of language.
All right, to each their own. Will not mean to make you feel uncomfortable. And a horse is brought and reins, and hooked up to the reins of this wagon. And you see that Arabelle is just looking in the distance. Kind of a sad look on her face to see you go. Well, and the horse whinnies and continues down the
Right.
road.
I think Serena's gonna wave and say goodbye to Arabella
Mhm.
before leaving.
Yeah. You wave behind you, and she gives a somber smile and waves as she watches you go. That girl needed someone like you in her life, let me tell you. She's not exactly had the most positive influences.
Does she not have friends?
Well, she's the only one of her age. And of course,
What?
well, round in this camp anyway. And she is Vistani. Vistani keep to themselves.
I see.
And her father's very protective, as you saw from that lad that was being disciplined earlier. Believe it or not, he was planning on doing much worse had he not found her.
I see.
So, you have a lot of people are very thankful for what you did. And I'm sure any requests to make you come to harm would be denied.
Well, that's good to know. I don't need anything else in this land trying to kill me.
Same. So, what brings you to this land? Where are you from?
Oh, I'm from a land called Ramel. I was just sort of brought here.
Sad, somber story. How's the land been treating you? Not well on the road that we found you in, but
Oh.
anything in particular causing you trouble?
Well, other than wolves and the occasional bandit or crazy person. And she's like trying to think of like something super like positive. Like she's like, I made some good friends.
Oh, really? That's nice.
Yes.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and they're probably both really worried about me.
Well, friends that worry about you. Sounds like friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They back in
Though,
town?
to be honest, yeah, they're in Valaki right now.
Good.
I'm honestly a little worried about them, though.
Well, what is wrong with them?
Well, one is the burgomaster of Barovia, the village.
Ah, the village, yes, I have been. Also a very somber place.
Yes. And the other, well, it seems Lord Strahd is very interested in this girl, and I'm doing my best to protect her.
You see that his eyebrow kind of cocks up as soon as you mention Lord Strahd's interest in something. Oh? And what is your opinion of our most gracious lord?
I don't know. He's... I don't like him. But I don't understand this entire realm, and... I just want to go back home.
Naturally. Well, what do you plan to do? How are you planning to get back home?
I have no idea. I mean, at first, I wondered, since you Vistani seem to be able to do such things, I was wondering if one of you might know how to do that.
Well, and he reaches in the back and lights a cigarette. Well, it's not, it's not as simple as that. As a favor, for what you've done, if any Vistani claims otherwise, they're blowing smoke up your ass. Some of them try to peddle potions that will get you through the fog. It's all bullshit. Don't believe them.
There's no special way to get through?
Not that we know of, I'm sorry. Maybe
I see.
the Lord would know, or maybe the Lord is causing it. Who's to say?
Who is to say?
Let me ask you this. You are not from here, brought from a distant land. This is a story that I have heard before. Did Strahd bring you here? And his looks kind of gets a little serious as he says that.
Yes.
And you are not fond of him?
Why would I be? He took me from my home. Now I can't get back. All for his entertainment.
Are you going to put an end to him?
Is that even possible?
And he looks like he's contemplating something. Well, that depends on how driven you are. I'll ask you again. Are you going to put an end to him?
If needed, then I'll do whatever I can. I just don't know whether that's a requirement or not.
Well, I do not know what it will take to bring you back to your homeland, but I do know that Strahd keeps us all here. Thus, it is safe to say that killing him would set us all free. And the mist around you kind of starts to get a little colder as the ravens and crows caw from the side. I've had dreams.
Dreams?
Terrible dreams. Sent to me by my dead sister, Ireena. Her spirit languishes beneath the catacombs beneath Castle Ravenloft. She's been there for centuries. I believe that she has finally repented and yearns not only to be free, but to be resurrected. If you intend to destroy Strahd, perhaps, if nothing else, she could move on, instead of being trapped, like so many others. There is a temple. The Ember Temple. And the secret to breaking Strahd's pact from these demons that I have seen in my dreams, and freeing Barovia from this curse. My intuition tells me that the answer is hidden there.
The Amber Temple. I've never heard of it. What is in there?
I do not know. Honestly, I don't know anything anymore. I doubt my own eyes with this place. And he looks into the fog. And as he looks into the fog, you look too, and you swear that you see silhouettes twisting and twirling all throughout, looking back at you, though it's impossible to tell if anything is there.
You said that your sister was repenting for something? What happened?
He looks kind of solemn.
If you don't mind me asking,
I'm sorry, I should not have said anything about her. It was not my place.
I shouldn't have asked.
If you would like to go to the temple, come back to the camp. You know where we are. I will take you there. We will go together, yeah? And maybe see how we can break this curse.
If you think going to the Amber Temple will somehow lead to stopping Strahd, then yeah, all right.
Come back whenever you feel you are ready. The Ember Temple is not a very nice place.
You mean compared to the rest of this land?
You will need to be stronger. That is what my intuition tells me. But it awaits. And its secrets and power over this land can be broken. I can feel it.
Okay then.
Whoa, 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 whoa. And he pulls back on the reins and crows call.
And
you
another scarecrow pops out of the woods.
And you see in the middle of the road a bright purple box wrapped perfectly on all four sides with a red velvet ribbon with gold trim and a perfectly tied bow. Sits lone in the middle of the road, around like half a foot big cube. Its bright colors stand out heavily from the contrast of everything else around.
Is that yours?
No. And a little card flutters in the wind.
I guess she'll try to grab it, but...
Yeah, you get off the wagon, your boots...
Wait, grab the... Is the card attached to the box?
No, the box was just in the middle of the road.
And
sitting.
there's a card flying away.
The cart is just blowing in the wind that is like tied to the box. Like it's like one of those like tags that, you know, you write.
Oh, it's
like,
a tag.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I guess she'll get out and look at the box.
Yep.
Yeah, look at the tag.
You look at the tag and it just says, "To Serena, my favorite little worm." And it is signed by the Lord himself.
And she kind of looks at Kasimir and says, "This is a gift from Lord Strahd to me."
He looks at it concerningly. I thought he wanted to torment you. He does this by giving you gifts?
Normally I would be happy to receive gifts, but if it's from Strahd, I almost wonder if I shouldn't open it.
Well, that is up to you, I guess.
I don't know what to do. Oh gosh, I wish I could see what's in this box without opening it. No. I guess I'll take it. I just don't know if I'm gonna open it or not.
Okay. Go ahead and add to your box. Strahd's gift.
Oh, Strahd's gift. Yay.
And as you bring it into the box, he kind of eyes it cautiously as well. And crack of the whip. And the horse continues onward. And he just spends a few moments in silence staring at this brightly colored, beautifully wrapped box.
Can I don't know, can I test the box? Like,
sure, make an
what's in
investigation
it?
check. Make an investigation check.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
The curiosity is gonna kill the cat. 17.
You shake the box, and this box has some heft to it. It has some pretty heavy weight. Whatever is in here is dense. And you shake it, and you hear little metallic bits shifting inside of it, like it is made out of a bunch of small little pieces, with an occasional ringing out of a chime. It's just a tiny little chime.
Is it ticking?
No, it is not ticking.
Is it a bomb? Is it gonna explode in
Nope.
10 seconds after I open the box?
You get a sense that this is not an explosive.
Okay, good. You know, I mean, if ticking time bombs existed then.
Do you want to just throw it in the woods?
I almost know that he probably wants to give me this for some heinous reason. But I don't know. I mean, why bother? Is it just a toy with me? I mean, he wouldn't honestly just give me a gift, would he? Why?
I've never met them. The devil. Would not know.
I have.
Does he seem the kind to just give gifts out of the kindness of his heart?
No. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it would be good or bad. Or at least as far as usefulness goes. I don't know.
And right around now you see the town of Valaki's walls closing in, the bright torch lights from either side piercing through the fog. Well,
Although I almost wonder if it would be worse to toss it. I mean, as far as I know, he probably has one of his... He could be watching if he sees me throw away his gift. I mean, I don't know if that would be better or worse than just accepting it.
who's to say? He's still just kind of eyeing it very skeptically and wearily. This is the closest that I've ever... well, been to something like this.
Alright, you know what? Stop the cart.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Before you enter the gates. And he looks over at you.
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna leave it out in the woods. Somewhere where I could still get to it, but I don't want it in the city.
Alright, I'll wait.
Thank you. And she gets off the cart and walks, a short distance to drop off the gift hidden somewhere.
Okay. You just go not too deep into the thicket, just find some little hole in a tree that you can put it in, and just set it down, leave it, and go back to the cart.
Right.
Probably a wise decision.
Right.
Well, could have been something really nice, though.
I could have. We don't know.
No worries. And continues in to the town of Valaki. Where should I drop you off as you pass through the gates? Hello, and the guards just kind of give him a nod. as they let him inside.
There's an inn called Blue Water.
Oh, I know it well. So there's drop you off there.
Yes, thank you.
And he leads you down the center street, past the church, continuing onward until eventually the Blue Water Inn on your left side shows itself. Its bright, vibrant colors just blowing in the wind. Whoa, whoa. The horse that's Aswanas winning. And as you pull up, he looks at the stairway. Do you need help carrying this to your room?
Oh, possibly. Thank
no problem.
you.
No problem. And 1, 2, and you lift it up. And you go to the interior of your room on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
The warmth and the familiarity of this now mud-covered room from both Ismark and Ireena's boots are all around. They are not here. But there are still remnants of them, so, like, you know, they're, like...
They haven't left the city.
Yeah. Like, Ireena, like, you can see, like a few little knickknacks that Ireena and Ismark have left behind, but their gear that they take with them are gone. Oh, nice room. And he sets it down.
Thanks. They don't seem to be here.
Do you need help finding them?
Well, I don't want to trouble you.
It is no trouble. I'm already here. Plus, you've been a good listener.
Well, if you don't mind, sure, thank you.
Okay. It takes you probably the better part of, make an investigation check.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Yeah, so you spend the next couple of hours going through the city, looking for your companions. You find a back alley street. You turn into it, just keeping an eye out. Are you calling out their names, or are you just keeping an eye out for the shapes of Ireena and Ismark?
I'm just gonna keep, like, what time is it? Midday?
It's roughly
Evening?
it's like early afternoon, if not late morning. Like, it's probably like 11 or 12.
Okay, so it's like before noon.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't want to just be yelling out into the streets, hello, friends, where art thou? Yeah, so no, she'll probably just be looking around.
Okay. So you see a back alley and you start going down the streets. Ismark and Ireena kind of stick out like a sore thumb around here, with Ireena probably being the most gorgeous Barovian woman that you have seen. Definitely actually gives a fuck about her appearance. So she stands out real nicely. And Ismark is Ismark. You figure that
He
you figure that he'll probably be making a ruckus wherever he is. And going down a back alley, you see standing out from all the other rooms, the buildings, a mansion. This mansion has walls of plastered stone that display the many scars that the plaster has fallen away from age and neglect. Drapes cover every window, including a large arched opening above the mansion's double entrance doors. And people seem to be coming and going from the mansion.
What is this place?
You see that men and women are arriving carrying bundles of twigs, which is piled about the mansion's grand foyer, seemingly slowly building up a wicker man. And you see a couple of pale figures in bright red garb, with 2 mastiffs flanking either side, just waving his arms and giving direction. That's the spirit, lads! Smile! Smile! All will be well! All will be well! Darling, this is gonna be the best festival we've ever had. Oh, it's gonna be wonderful.
Is Kasimir with me?
Kasimir's not with you. You split up to cover more ground.
Got it. Okay. I don't see Ireena or Ismark here.
Make a
No.
perception check.
16.
So, with 16 perception, you can tell that a lot of the people that are working on this wicker people are putting on smiles that are plastic. They seem like they're forcibly keeping them up. Large wrinkles above their faces from comically oversized smiles as they are building this thing. And you do not see Ireena or Ismark. You notice that on the bright-robed figure's belt is just a large key ring that seems to jingle slightly with his every step.
I wonder if this is the burgomaster of this town?
Could be.
Well, if my friends aren't here, I better go keep looking for them.
Okay. You continue along down, going through this city that you don't know, just keeping an eye out. You see that standing out from buildings, again, as you were continuing looking, near the center of town, a cramped shark with a dark entrance portico above which hangs a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse with a bee.
Cramped shark?
A wooden sign, the dark above which hangs a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse. A cramped shop.
Okay, a shop.
I was gonna say, where did you think I heard cramped shop?
A cramped shark?
No, a cramped shop.
In where? A cage?
Yeah, a cramped shop in a dark entrance portico above which hangs a wooden sign that is shaped like a rocking horse, with a bee engraved on both sides. Flanking the entrance are two arched, lead-framed windows. Through a dirty glass, you see jumbled displays of toys and hanging placards bearing the slogan, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
Interesting. I don't think I want any toys, but I've never been in this place. I've never seen this place before. Why not? You know, I'll take a look inside, I guess.
You step inside, and you see that there are a series of toys around this room. Some of them unsettling, to say the least. Some of them not, though. So, you know, that's a plus. That's not right.
I was like, oh,
yeah.
Just how unsettling are these toys?
Yeah.
Are they gonna come alive and eat me? Like,
you don't know. You see that behind a desk, or just, you know, a table, is a larger man with a monkey on his shoulder, dressed in pink, in purple and green jester garments. Grins a big grin as you enter the door. "Oh, hello there! Welcome to Blinsky's Toys. Oh, please, stay a while. Look around. Find anything that you see that you may like. Welcome, friends, to the House of Blinsky, where happiness smiles can be brought at bargain prices. Perhaps you know a little child in need of joy. A little toy for a girl or boy?"
I'm just looking around.
Please. You take a look around.
Yeah.
You see that there are many bits and bobs around here. There are some normal dolls, some doll houses. But those aren't the things that really catch your attention first. A headless doll that comes with a sack of attachable heads, including one with the eyes and mouth stitched shut, is marked at a price of 9 copper pieces on one of the shelves. A miniature gallows, complete with a trap door. And a weighted hanged man sits next to it, price 9 copper pieces.
Oh, good.
A set
bargain.
A set of wooden nesting dolls. Each one getting smaller than the rest. And the innermost doll is a mummified corpse. Only 9 copper pieces.
Only 9 copper pieces, you guys. Wow.
Yes. Make a perception check. Did I ever tell you to do that? For this?
No.
Okay, make a perception check.
Well, I got a 16, but that was
Yeah. This is a new one.
Before.
Yeah, this is you're now in the shop.
A 6.
Okay. You see that there is a wind-up musical merry-go-round with figures and snarling wolves chasing the children around them like prancing horses. Only 9 copper pieces. Do you see anything you like? Yes?
Well, you have very interesting toys in here.
Thank you. The little children love them. I am all about making everyone happy. Just like the Burgomaster says, everyone needs to be happy.
Wonderful. Well, I and she's like looking at all the toys like,
Yeah, how long are you going to stay in here? Because that will determine some things.
Probably not too long.
Give me a number.
Like 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes, you would see probably everything there is to see, because everything is proudly on display here, even with a 5 perception. After, like, near when you are about ready to, okay, like, I've seen enough of this place. Thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You spot a doll that looks remarkably like Ireena.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes?
This doll. Why was this is very nice looking.
Oh,
doll.
thank you. I work very hard on those, and you're proficient in... You get a sense there's a little bit of hesitation when he says that.
Was this doll made for any reason? Or inspiration?
That one is a special commission from an enthusiast. I have no idea who it is supposed to be after, but it's supposed to resemble someone, and every time I do it, he says I get a little closer, but says wrong, and I try again and again. I wish you'd just give me a portrait or something.
Who is commissioning these?
Make a persuasion check.
20. I would love to know.
Isaac, the Baron's lackey.
Lackey? Oh,
He says that if I do not continue to make these dolls, he'll burn my store down. So I make for him.
Oh, I wonder why he's so adamant on these things.
I have no idea. All I know is that, he looks at the dress and the hair and is like, every time I give to him, he says small little thing wrong. But he just described to me same thing every time. I don't know. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. But she is quite pretty. Not quite my style. Maybe if I put a little stitching on her side to make it seem like she got cut or something. Or maybe perhaps add in an amputation on the arm. That would make it more appealing for children.
Well. And I look at the doll. Is there anything about the doll that, like, since I know Ireena personally,
Yeah,
that I would change, like, to be like, to make it just right?
Yeah, you would know that the hair is a slightly lighter brown than Ireena's. The eyes are slightly too parted. She's a little too tall, and there is a slight indentation in the cheekbones that aren't quite right. You're a bard. You've seen many pieces of fine art.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bunch of really tiny details. It's hard to say if there was like one big thing to fix.
Right.
And to be fair, if he did this just based off of verbal descriptions, it's actually very impressive.
Right. Might I make a suggestion?
Oh, please. Wait, what?
Next time, try to darken the hair a little bit. And the eyes. Bring them a little closer together.
How do you know?
Well, you have your secrets and I have mine.
I mean, I have nothing else to lose, so I will take your suggestion. Do you have any interest in any of my wonderful toys?
Not today, but if I run into a child that is in desperate need of a toy, I will be sure to go to you first.
Oh, thank you. I need
Yes.
the business. Well, feel free to come back. You know,
All right,
they
thank
always
you.
say, perhaps you need a little child in... Perhaps you know a little child in need of joy. A little toy, and he holds up a little decapitated head for a little girl or a little boy.
Great. Cute money. Okay, cute monkey. Goodbye.
Good. Have a good day, miss. And you head back out. And I'll say that that's the last colorful individual that you run into before eventually you find Ireena, go back to the inn, and Kasimir is waiting there.
Is Ismark
with
there?
Ismark.
Oh, okay. I was like, I found Ireena. I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
now where's the...
Yeah. And
What do I know where I found them at? Or they just like
Yeah,
walked down the road?
when you found them, you just saw them like asking around, fucking in a panic about where you were.
Ah,
And they
sorry.
were, and you spend the entire time apologizing profusely, and Ireena is giving you an earful the entire time on your way back. And as soon as you arrive to the Blue Water Inn, Ismark turns to you, "Where were you?" and gives you the exact same thing that you just heard from Ireena.
Listen, sir. It was your idea to split the party, okay?
And Kasimir just sits there patiently. Well, you know where to find me. Should you take me up on my offer? I think that maybe this is a private matter.
Right. Thank you. For helping and everything.
Oh, did you help this one? Yes, she helped us. More like, she saved a little child, and it was, she helped a lot of people, actually. So, you've got a very wonderful friend. Yes, she is quite wonderful. Well, a friend of Ireena is a friend of ours, so if you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. You're the burgomaster of Abrovia, yeah? And his face kind of gets serious when he says that. Yes.
Oh, I told him of my friends before. This is Ismark and this is Ireena.
Yes, pleasure to meet you. My name is Kasimir. Charmed. Pleasure. Next time I take a caravan through your wonderful little town, perhaps you make a space for me at the inn, yeah? Sure, I can figure something out. Thank you. And he just kind of bows and lights another cigarette. Well, you know where to find me.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets in his cart.
Oh, wait. Oh, gosh. Something just popped into my mind. Okay. So, and she like rushes over really quick. Okay. Several days ago, there was a windmill, that we visited. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Windmill. On the road on the way here?
Yes.
Let me think. What do you want to know?
Oh, just what's there?
It's a windmill. I've never been inside.
All right.
I don't think anyone has lived there for a while. Doesn't seem to be in very good shape.
I see. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, should I ask around, maybe get back to you? I could ask people if you're particularly interested in this windmill.
Oh, no, don't go out of your way to do so. It was more of a curiosity's sake.
Alright. Anything else before I go?
I suppose that'll be all. Thank you.
My pleasure. I look forward to seeing you again.
You as well.
And starts riding away. So, what have you been up to? And Ireena sits expectantly, arms crossed, toe tapping.
Well, you won't believe the day I had yesterday.
Yeah, and you recount. And after you...
See, I was walking around, I jumped into the river and saved a little girl. Then I tried to take her back home, but then I got attacked by an evil scarecrow that almost killed me, and then...
Yeah, you recount the day, and they both just stand there wide-eyed.
But also I found a really pretty dress.
Yeah. I notice you look fabulous.
Thank you. Everyone here, like, dresses so drab. And I was, like, sad that I was, like, going to have to dress drab. But now I don't have to.
I am so happy for you.
Good.
And Ismark just kind of stands there not knowing what to say. Is the dress really the important part of that story?
No, it just, I don't know. It makes me happy.
All right. So, you're safe. That's the important thing. Let's continue this talk in the room. It's freezing out here.
Oh, right. Has anything happened while I was gone?
No, people have continued to, well, set up for the festival. That's supposed to take place in a couple days.
I
So
see.
that's mostly been what's going on around here. When asking around for you, this place does seem a little off, like you suggested.
Yeah.
There are people that seem pissed off at everything, people that seem kind of hopeless, other people seem too happy.
Yeah. There is something I should mention. While I was on the road with, his name was Kasimir.
Yeah, he introduced himself.
While we were traveling here, Lord Strahd left me a present.
He tried to kill you again.
Well, I haven't opened it.
Oh, you're talking like an actual present.
An actual, like for your birthday.
And they both look at you, kind of in disbelief.
It's really pretty. It has a beautiful little bow on it.
And the slight disbelief turns into complete disbelief.
Do you
Darling,
not believe me?
You've had a long couple of days. That sounds ridiculous.
Oh, come on now. You think I would make up something like this?
I'm not sure. We see things. You were traveling by yourself for a while. You got hurt.
Okay, fine. I'll go get it. Ah. And
Wait.
she storms out.
Wait, what? Do you want? Should we go with her? And they stand bickering for a little bit before eventually deciding to let you go by yourself. And
Fine, if they don't believe me. Think that I'm lying.
Yep, you storm all the way outside of town.
Yep.
Going to the place where you left it.
Mm-hmm. Is it still there?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, come on.
A lot of these trees look exactly the same.
I didn't send it too far away.
Natural
20.
20.
I know exactly where it is. I can smell it.
Like a bloodhound. Serena knows where she keeps her presents.
Okay.
And you go...
I remember all my gifts.
You see this exact tree. It's like, yes, that branch has a slight indentation to the right, and that leaf was slightly curved and slightly broken off, and that crow kind of looks familiar, and oh look, those are my footprints, kinda, sorta, maybe, and you go and you just straight away find the first tree, reach around it, and find the gift.
Okay, back home. And she walks back home.
Okay, you walk back home.
In a huff.
Yeah, in a huff. And Ireena and Ismark are waiting there for you. And they watch you approach until you eventually catch up with them.
Here you go.
And they both look at it in disbelief. Huh. We're sorry? This was... I mean, forgive our skepticism, but... I don't know if this is more or less frightening.
Well, that's part of the reason why I haven't opened it. I don't know. I tried shaking it earlier. It seems dense, like it's made out of I don't know, like a bunch of little bits inside.
Little bits.
Yeah.
Well, if it hasn't...
I mean, whatever it is, I don't think it'll explode.
If it hasn't popped out to eat you yet, I think that it won't. I don't really know how... I'm sorry, this is odd.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do with it? Put it back out in the forest and just leave it there?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Strahd would actually want to give me a gift without some ulterior motive.
Absolutely not. You know that he has a goal with this. It's just a matter of...
What?
I don't know him. But something tells me that he could have killed us 1,000,000 times over by now. But he hasn't. Why? Because he's having fucking fun. He enjoys toying with us. So maybe this actually is something meant to help. Maybe this is a way to get our hopes up so we can dash them again, but help is help. Or, and Ismark steps forward, it could be something meant to hurt and give us false hope like this so that we get our hopes up and when we open it, bam, it stabs us in the throat.
It could explode. I wonder... Maybe if we take this outside and then I wrap maybe a hook onto the wrapping and then move a distance away and rip it open, then if it triggers, then it won't stab us in the throat.
So are we opening this?
I don't want to, but I want to know what's inside.
It's up to you, darling. What are we doing?
Oh. I don't want to be accepting gifts from Strahd, but I mean, seeing as he dropped it in the middle of the road where I was traveling, he clearly knows where we are.
Good point. That is alarming. I mean, honestly, that's not a surprise, though. We should have figured this would happen.
Right.
But these walls are not a joke. Even he would probably have a hard time getting in. By force, anyway. So, what are we going to do
Y'all
with it?
thought about a plan B of if this town.
Donovich recommended the Abbey when we talked to him in private. This is our first stop. There's an Abbey, apparently, that, well, could provide divine protection. If this place doesn't work out, maybe we could go there if this doesn't work.
All right. Well, at least there's another place. Okay.
Are you opening it?
You know what? Yes, but not here. And not within the walls. I'm going outside. We're going outside the walls.
Okay, you go
Going
outside.
back into the forest.
Back
where
into the
we
forest.
Was earlier.
Yeah, and this time they follow you back, and you walk outside, no problem. What are you doing?
Okay. Okay. I am going to put the... Okay, we're going to go into it, like, a little bit into the fort. Okay, not too far.
Okay.
Okay, back to where I was before. Okay.
All right.
Then, I'm going to put the box on the ground.
Okay.
We're gonna stand back. Okay?
Okay.
Like a good 20 feet.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm thinking of using either a thorn whip to rip it open, not to like smash it,
Yeah.
not to attack it,
Yeah.
but like to open it. Is that possible? Do I have the coordination to do that with my magic?
You can certainly try.
Good. Because I have my rapier, but that's only like not even 5 feet.
Yeah.
There
are lots of trees around if you were looking for a branch.
Yeah, I do have a branch, but what would I do? Throw it at a tree? Like, pinata it?
I don't know what your plans are.
How are we going to open this from a distance away? I probably should have gotten a fishing hook.
Just a reminder, you do have a magical spell that allows you to summon an ethereal hand to do things for you.
Why would I do that, though? I was on my page and it started moving. It's like, ah!
Yeah.
My character sheet is possessed.
Yep. Just a friendly suggestion.
Okay, fine. I'll use my mage hand.
Okay. You summon forth your ethereal hand, and it flickers. And your usual dainty, elven hand that you summon is now skeletal.
Ugh. What happened?
That's unnerving.
It doesn't normally look like that.
That's disgusting.
And I'm like waving it and making sure it works.
Yeah,
like
it works just fine.
Okay. And she's gonna like send it out.
You send it out. You're now dangling above the box.
Okay. And she's gonna carefully pull off a ribbon.
It's tugging and tugging. The tension's gonna give any second. And whew, the tension gives. And the box falls open. And you recognize what is inside immediately. A brightly colored, ornate box with wood carvings trimmed in gold, in Rommel colors, on all sides, each depicting a very childlike moment. One of them is a child playing in the forest. The other is a child getting tucked in for bed and being read a story. And another is just them like at a school learning. And the last one is a child sitting on their grandmother's knee in a rocking chair. And the box opens up and winds itself. This is
That's
something?
this is my grandmother's song.
The one you told us about?
Yes.
I've seen more threatening things.
And Serena doesn't know how to feel. She feels emotional but like scared at the same time, and she like walks towards it cautiously.
You see that on the interior, there are two people dancing around a frame with various gears and knobs turning just to make this knob turn and twirl to give the illusion that these people are dancing. Pristine condition.
She like looks at it and like carefully picks it up.
The people still continue dancing while the knob slowly stops. And the people stop dancing and the music box closes by itself. Okay. It seems like a very thoughtful gift.
Yeah. Why? How does he know the song? Why would he bother giving something like this to me?
Perplexing, to be sure.
She's gonna like inspect this thing, make sure there's like it's not armed. There's nothing.
Make an investigation check.
15. Look at every little detail of this thing.
You see that you open up the interior of the box where the people kind of pop out from the center of the dancers. And as you lift it up and pop out, you see just a little piece of parchment in the side.
She's gonna put it back straight back down on the ground, back up, and send another skeletal hand to grab it.
You lift it up.
She's not taking any chances.
Yeah, you lift it up. Piece of paper blows in the wind. Flap, 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 flap.
And she's gonna very carefully bring it to herself and read it.
Signed. The first thing you notice is the big, bold signature with signet seal of Strahd von Zarovich at the bottom. And it is a brief paragraph. Hello, my little worm. It has been a while since we last spoke. I don't want you thinking that I've forgotten about you. I've had an eye on you for these past couple days. Very intriguing, to be sure, what you have decided to do with your time here. I am oh so appreciative of you taking care of Ireena for me. Those foul-furred beasts might have done a little more on her than I intended. It has been very, very entertaining watching you struggle through this place. So I thought, why hog all the fun? You've given me so much joy these past few days. I thought it was time I returned the favor. I paid your grandmother a little visit, and gracefully asked her for something that was uniquely hers. She recommended this. I thanked her and went on my way, saying that I may be back, depending on certain outcomes. Don't take too long to see me, my little worm. I get bored very, very easily. Sincerely yours, Count Strahd von Zarovich.
You saw my grandmother. Did my grandmother ask of me?
So this is a threat, then?
Possibly.
Well, could have been worse.
Yeah. Could have been worse.
Do you want a moment, darling?
I'll be fine.
Let's get back to the room and get you a drink. How about that?
Sure. And she goes and picks up the box and goes back.
Add grandmother's music box to your inventory.
Yay. And now she's like very like it's so many mixed feelings right now. She's just like
You go past the western gate, and the wind is cut out as you go through, and you head back to the warm, comforting space that is the room that you have rented at the Blue Water Inn. Okay. Well, do you want a moment, or like Ireena said, or... And they notice you kind of just staring. We're gonna get some food and drinks. We'll be back up in a sec, okay?
Sure. I'll join you later.
And they nod and leave you be in this room.
She's just kind of like staring at, like, looking at the box and seeing the pictures, and she like opens it again and listens to it, and she's just like this wave of like homesickness kind of overwhelms her. And she just kind of like stays in there for a while.
30 minutes go by. 40. 50. 60. 70. And you just stare.
Yeah. She'll probably, cry a little bit, but after a while, she'll She'll just kind of like try to shake it off and be like, ugh. I can't just stay in here. I better get something to eat as well.
All right, and
She just kind of closes it.
Closes the box. It stops turning, and you head back down to the tavern beneath. When you step inside, you see the mentioned site of Rictavo in the middle of telling an epic tale. The tavern is filled with people. It is around later in the afternoon, and Rictavo sits on a slightly raised platform, smoking a cigarette.
So, there I was, in a den filled with monstrous trolls. And they were all arguing amongst themselves about how they were going to cook us, squash us, sit on us. But they had spent so much time arguing that our little young rogue friend had time to undo their bindings. And they undid mine as well. And we sat as distractions while the rogue hopped on their backs, and the crowd was like kind of jittering a little bit. And one of them, as the rogue jabbed the dagger into the ogre's throat, we all sprung into action, gathering sticks and stones and these gigantic carving knives that they use as kitchen utensils. And we slayed them one by one with the element of surprise. And people are just kind of gasping. And there are two figures, one long, like Hagrid, bushy beard, both of them in crudely put together wolf pelts, seemingly very warm, and hunting bows on their backs. Oh, bullshit! You, sir, in the back. I assure you there was no bullshit. As I live and breathe, I witnessed the slaying of 4 ogres in the span of but minutes. And he goes up to a child that's kind of sitting in front, that's standing next to a table that has a parent that's drinking, but they're just kind of patiently standing and listening to the story. And you, little one, what have you learned from this? And the child just looks up. To not talk to ogres. That's right.
Great lesson.
That'll be all. Thank you very much. And people start applauding as he steps off the stage. And he goes over to the tavern and motions. The woman that was tending the bar is not tending the bar this time. It is a male figure. A man also dressed in purples and bright light blues, with salt and pepper, big bushy beard, salt and pepper hair, slashes over his eyes, yet his eyes are still in very good condition. Just serving people food and making banter and smiling as people are coming in and out. And you see that Ireena and Ismark are just talking with him, eating and drinking.
She goes over to Ismark and Ireena, and she joins them.
Oh, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'd like to order some food.
Oh, yes. What would you like?
What do you have today?
Well, we have our usuals brought by these gentlemen, and he points to the folks in the wolf's coats and longbows. Our wolf steaks are very good.
Do you have a a shepherd pie of some kind, or...
We have purple grape mash, number 3 wine from a local vineyard if you're looking for something to drink. A pint of superior red crushed dragon if you're looking for something a little stronger. Some hot beet soup with fresh bread. And anyone looking for... I guess we could arrange a pot pie for you. We're well known for our wolf meat for obvious reasons.
Sure.
Alright, pot pie. Use what we got, make it good. You want something to drink with that?
Yeah, whatever you have.
Great. And he nods. The beet soup will be out in just a sec. And he goes in the back. So, have you gotten a moment to think it over? Clear your head.
Sort of. I don't know. It's a lovely gift, but it just made me feel incredibly homesick.
Maybe that was the point. Strahd is a twisted individual.
Yeah.
So, what's next? You said you wanted to look around the town, and then you ended up saving a girl. Kinda got sidetracked. We investigated the town too. You know, it seems off, like you said, but it seems safe. I don't see any signs of people being hurt.
I suppose.
Granted, I haven't seen everything.
For now.
Actually, and Ireena looks at the table, there was a stockade with people in it, but maybe those people did something wrong. We don't know. But to say that there was no signs of people suffering would be a lie. You didn't tell me about this. Yes, near the center of town in the square.
Have I seen them before or
You
no?
you have not.
Okay. Oh. That's interesting.
Well, unless... I mean, we can continue our search today if you would like.
What time is it?
It's a late afternoon at this point.
Okay. Sure. You know, after, food, go out for a walk.
Alright, so we're gonna continue walking the streets? Looking around?
Yeah.
Okay. Great. And he finishes his drink, and your food is brought. Hot beet soup. Wonderfully seasoned, is warm down the throat for like the chilled air. It is perfect. And the pot pie is brought, steaming hot. Slightly soggy crust on the top. You get a sense that they kind of just threw this together. Very tasty for something that, just obviously not on the menu and was a specialty order. Comforting. The wolf's meat edition is a little grody, but it's not terrible. All right, and you continue on out to continue your exploration of the town?
Yeah, she'll pay for the stuff and head out.
Okay.
Oh, I'm wondering if Ireena and Ismark would have noticed the chest in the room.
They were only there briefly before they gave you some space.
Well, we can address it later.
Okay. Perfect.
Like, oh, I'm suddenly rich. I hope you guys don't mind. Yeah.
Okay. That's... So, you continue along the town.
Someone with an accordion is outside.
Yeah, looking around the town. And you go to the places specifically that you know you haven't been to before. The parts of town that are new to you. Did the stockade interest you in particular, or were you thinking about just going other places?
I think we might want to take a look.
Okay. Beautiful. The shops and homes that enclose this town square are decorated with limp, tattered garlands and painted wooden boxes filled with tiny, dead flowers. At the north end of the square stands a row of stocks, locked in with which are several men, women, and children wearing crude, plastered donkey heads. In the center of the square, peasants in patchwork cloths eye you suspiciously as they use cups and vases to draw water from the crumbling stone fountain. Standing tall at the center of the fountain is a gray statue of an impressive man facing west. All around the square is the posted proclamation in hundreds of pamphlets covering every open space of the walls. Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Wolf's Head Jamboree. Attendants and children required. Pikes will be provided. All will be well. Signed, the Baron. And people are starting to take down the flyers. One by one. See what I mean by...
That's just a complete waste.
Everything here seems fairly excessive.
Yes. Although, the children at the Stockades, what in the world have they done?
I didn't ask. People are already, and they're looking at all the people clearly staring at you. We already stand out enough as it is.
I want to ask.
Oh, feel free. You're the leader here.
All right. She's probably... It'd be kind of weird for her to just walk up to the Stockades and ask them, hey, what'd you do wrong? I guess she could, but... I don't know. You know what? She can just pull the she's a stranger card, okay? So she's just gonna walk up to the people at the Stockades and ask, excuse me, I am not from this town. What was your crime for this punishment?
Let me, So, there's a few people here. There's younger individuals, like really young. Like, we're talking preteens. There's one that looks like is probably a teenager, and then there's some older men and women. Who are you approaching?
I'm gonna ask the teenager.
Okay. Okay. You go and you approach this donkey-headed teenager. It's like, oh, piece of shit. Just locked me up for malicious unhappiness.
What?
You heard me.
What sort of crime is that?
Hey, my mom. She goes to the church every night. Could you tell her not to worry? That I'm doing just fine. I don't want to have her worry. The St. Andrew's Church, just go there any night. Tell her that I'm doing okay. I don't even know if she knows where I am.
What is your mother's name? I'll be sure to tell her.
Wilhelmina.
Rikolva.
Mom.
Wilhelmina Milkova. Okay. I'll be sure to tell her.
Thank you. And Ireena and Ismark are just kind of watching you from a distance.
She's gonna leave.
Yep. As you
turn back to them.
As you step off the stalks, you see a horribly deformed hunchback stride into the square with a sense of urgency and purpose. Horribly deformed face with various scars, burns, and his jawbones aren't quite in the right place. And he just shouts, "All right, carry on, just undo all this garbage. I've put the new posters before the festival. They need to be put up. They need to be put up right now." And he just holds up these new flyers and throws bundles of them at the guards that they float into the mud puddles beneath them, and some of the guards pick them up only to have them tear. "You! Stop tearing those things up! Paper's expensive!" And they start posting them all up and tearing the old ones down even more. And they post one up beside you. "Come one, come all. to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendance and children required. Rain or shine, all will be well. The Baron.
Lovely. She's gonna return back to Ireena and Ismark.
Yep. And he greets, they greet you. Excessive, to say the least.
Yes. And the people up there. You know what their crime is?
Stealing?
No. Apparently they were not happy enough.
You don't say. As little droplets of rain start to fall all around you. Ah, son of a bitch! This is gonna ruin the flyers!
Oh, the boy that I talked to, he told me that he wanted me to speak to his mother at the church. Wilmina.
Right. Should we head there then?
I would like to.
Right. And they both kind of pull up their coats. Perfect day for rain. And the people at the stocks are just left dangling there, getting sopping wet. Okay, well, back to the church then, I suppose.
Yes.
And you head back to the church through the rain that has now begun to pour fairly heavily in the streets. And you head back to St. Andriel's church that is still clearly dilapidated, but you step inside. The rain muffles as you enter, and the father is beginning to set up for service as people are starting to trickle in.
I think Serena's just gonna start asking around of like, hey, do you know what Wilhelmina Varakal?
Wilhelmina, yes. Wilhelmina comes here every night like the rest of us, praying to be safe, praying that the Morning Lord will come back, praying.
Do you know if she's here?
Takes a look around.
She will be. She will be.
Okay, so she's not here yet. Great. Okay, thank you.
Father Lucian, Father Petrovich sees you and gives you a bright smile and just waves as you enter. People are taking seats, getting comfortable.
How long are we going to be here? We're just looking for a woman?
Yes, her name is Wilhelmina.
Wilhelmina.
It doesn't seem like she's here yet. So I guess we can wait for her, see if she shows up.
Okay.
Around a couple hours go by, right when the light on the exterior of the church begins to go away. It is still raining fairly hard. And you ask around as people are going in. And eventually, he's like, excuse me, are you Wilhelmina? A woman dressed in plain grayed garments similar to the ones that you hoped would be fancy when you bought them, but everything looked similar to this. Hood pulled up, old wrinkled face, curly gray hair, a slight hunch in her step, and she takes her time walking. And as you're like, are you Wilhelmina? She's sorry, do I know you?
Oh, madam, no, but I was told to meet you by your son.
And her eyes open wide. Is he okay?
Well, he's holding on. He's at the Stockade, actually.
Right. I saw.
didn't have the guts to approach him with everyone looking.
Yes, well, he told me to tell you not to worry about him.
Oh, isn't that nice? I pray every day for him to be released.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Miss. Morning Lord be with you.
You as well, madam.
And she makes her way over to her seat. As the father steps up to the pedestal.
My flock, I know that some of you have concerns. Our struggles are not small. And it is easy to forget sometimes that the gods are looking after us. Mother Night watches over us all. And if we remain steadfast and devout, the Morning Lord will provide his guidance. A guidance that the people of this land seem to have long since forgotten and are starved for. A guidance that we must not lose hope to receive. He is our light, just as Mother Night is our shadow. Where there is light, there is darkness, and that is not a bad thing. I know some of you have gone through terrible hardships, but there will be an end. And despite what the Burgomaster says, it's okay for not all to be well. It's okay to feel the impact and the suffering that you all go through.
And people start crying.
If we stand together, the Morning Lord will send his champion. They will guide us to a better future.
And he looks directly at you for a moment. And then begins to look at everyone else.
Join me in praying for our brothers and sisters that are so wrongfully put in the stocks.
And Wilhelmina begins to sob uncontrollably.
And pray that this hallowed ground remains unsoiled for our families and friends. For this wretched curse to end.
And everyone kind of bows their heads. And you turn and you see that Ireena and Ismark are both doing the same.
Yeah, she will as well.
Make a religion check.
10.
Similar feeling of comfort. You don't know who's listening. But as these thoughts go through your mind, you pray. And your mind just feels clear. And the father continues his service for another 10, 20, and he just keeps going on. And Ireena and Ismark seem to be listening very intently. Do you stay throughout the whole thing?
Sure. I mean, one, it'd be kind of, weird to just leave in the middle of the service. Two, it's also pouring outside. And three, this is a nice message. So.
Eventually, the sermon finishes. And people stand and they start heading home, some putting the coats under them. Like over their heads and running, under them. Yeah. Over them, and they continue.
I don't want my coat to get wet.
And they rush out, seemingly heading to their individual homes. You see that there are two younger-looking individuals. A very brash, punk-looking teenager, and a very innocent-looking choir boy. Altar boy, rather, that is just helping the father in his tasks. The teenager seems to be having some attitude. And He nods and smiles and keeps looking over at you every once in a while. And then eventually he says one moment and he makes his way over to you.
Well, Serena was going to go over to him, so yeah.
Oh, you meet in the middle. So, what did you think of my service?
It was lovely, Father.
Ireena and Ismark kind of flank both your sides. That was wonderful. I really needed to hear that. Thank you. Do you know Father Donovich? I've been asked this before. No.
Yes.
I think you two would get along. I'm sorry. I can talk to you in a moment, but if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to talk to your friend in private. Just for a moment. Oh, yes, of course, Father. Thank you. I promise I will talk to you shortly. It's just... And he smiles at you. I just want to ask something. Sure.
Sure.
He takes you and he leads you to a back room in this ancient, dilapidated building. The pitter-patter of the rain echoing in the chamber as the drip, 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 drip of a pot sitting beneath a leak in the roof in the far corner sits. He lights some candles. Closes the door behind you. I'll be frank. I believe that you are. I believe that you have the power to change. To change this place for the better.
You think I'm the one that the Morning Lord sent?
Word travels fast. From me. I heard what you did.
Oh, you mean the girl in the lake?
Yeah. Yeah. I heard what you did.
Well, I couldn't just abandon her.
Most people in this town would have. Despite what you see, people have given up hope. Any semblance of hope that's left is just an illusion put on us by the Burgomaster. Forced upon us by the Burgomaster. And he reaches into his desk, and he pulls out a symbol of the Morning Lord. Have you not felt it? The guidance of the Morning Lord. Have you not ever just called out and gotten a response? I believe the Morning Lord is returning. I dare not say that in front of everyone else, but I think that you may be it. And
Me?
you may be the sign that we've been looking for. That the Morning Lord will return. And he slides the holy symbol towards you.
I'm honored, but I don't know. I don't know about that.
If you accept this, I promise, Mother Night and the Morning Lord will grant you strength in whatever challenges may come your way. Please, become the champion that we need. I know you can. I've seen it.
She looks at the symbol. What does it look like?
A brass sun on one side and kind of like a yin yang, a moon on the other with various broad stroke images. Very simple. Of depicting Mother Night and the Morning Lord. They will grant you strength. It will not... Your devotion will not go unrewarded. All you need do is accept them into your heart.
show you the way. I see that you look for guidance. I know that the Morning Lord has tried to give it. That's what brought you here. All you need do is accept this.
If it means that I can stop Strahd and help the people of this land, then all right.
He smiles, grabs the holy symbol, threads a chain through it. Approaches you, gently puts it over your head, and it jingles as it fits very comfortably, resting on your chest. It suits you. And he gets a little bit of water, creases it across your head, the rainwater that is dripping from the sky. And you feel a presence. What it is, you don't know. But you do feel a connection.
I suppose if I did want to do something like this, I would want to give people hope.
Very well. I think I know what path would best suit that response. In front of the gods, in this holy place, I dub you Paladin of the Morning Lord and Mother Night. May the gods guide your path. Make your strikes strike true. And give you the power to find what you seek.
And the holy symbol lets off a faint glow that grows and grows and then dissipates. And you feel a connection that you've never felt before. Access to power that you didn't know was there. I knew it. I knew it. And his smile turns big and he starts bawling. And the rain pitter-patter begins to stop. And he just looks at you, smiling, as you feel this warmth that you have never known, this connection, fill your body. You take a level in Paladin.
Wah! Ah! Serena is just watching this man cry, and she just puts her hand on his shoulder and says, I'll do everything I can for the people of this land, and I'll do everything I can to stop Strahd. All right?
And he just continues bawling. You stand like that for a while until eventually he clears himself up.
There is something that I wish to discuss.
More than this.
Now that this is done, I know that I can trust you. Any doubt that I had was gone the moment I saw the Morning Lord smile on you. This ground is not actually hollow. It used to be. I suspect that Milahov, the boy with an attitude, has unwittingly desecrated this place by taking a holy relic. that had hallowed this ground and protected this land, this church. And I have a feeling that something terrible will happen if those bones are not returned. The Morning Lord guides you now. You are beyond my rank in the church, I suppose. I should be calling you Mother.
No. No, please. Father,
Should you wish, should Mother Night guide you, return the bones to the church, and I would be personally grateful.
I'll do everything I can. When did they go missing?
2 days ago. Just before you arrived.
Oh, well, the first person to ask would be, Malaka? What was the boy's name?
Milivoj.
Milivoj. Got the right letter?
Milivoj.
Milivoj, okay. Well, I suppose he would be the first person to visit.
I leave it to you, Serena. And now he just has a big grin on his face with his big red puffy eyes. And he opens the door for you and bows low.
And she walks out.
As you walk out into the open cathedral, the holy symbol of Mother Night and the Morning Lord around your neck, providing power that you didn't realize was even out there. You've heard of the Scions bestowing gifts, and you imagine that this must be what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And as you step out into this chapel, you see a crowd of people that have been waiting for the Father. They see you step out with the symbol around your neck. And all of them start making hand gestures, and Ireena and Ismark are both just standing in the back wide-eyed. And everyone just kind of gives you a low bow.
And Serena, she feels incredibly nervous, but she also now feels an incredible sense of purpose. And now she feels less confused about what she needs to do. And now she knows that I have to free these people from Strahd's wrath and give them the sun again.
And as that feeling of determination fills your heart, the holy symbol on your chest begins to glow and pulsate. And you feel that power building up inside you to the point that it's going to burst. And you know what you need to do. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yay! I'm a paladin now. Yes.
You done did it. You did the thing.
Yay! I did the thing. Okay. So I'm technically level 6 now?
Yep. That's correct.
Yes.
Perfect. So yeah, go ahead and fill out that. Look at what goodies you got going for you.
Okay.
And got your hit points and your talents and your proficiencies and all that good stuff that the gods are so graciously giving you.
All right.
Thank you everyone so much for tuning in and watching. And as always, thank you to my wonderful player for doing these one-on-ones with me. I always have a blast. It's a very unique experience, and it's so fun just to travel with Serena and see what she does and how she affects people.
You know what? I am really enjoying this campaign so far. I'm also very impressed. Kai, you took my song and turned it into a thing.
Yes, I did. I kept my word.
Yay! And I said, I'm like, you know what? I always imagined it as like a music box, and you did it. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm getting emotional.
Yeah, I was concerned. I was really thinking, like, should I tell her about this before the session starts? Because I know that it's going to be a shock, and I'm not even sure if like she'll be able to play as soon as she hears it. And
I almost was never going to have it happen ever. I thought, you know, I'm just going to leave it in the woods.
Yeah.
Like, it's a gift from Strahd. I don't think I want that. It could be a bomb.
Yep.
I might want to just set it on fire.
Yeah. You don't know. You don't know what's going on.
You don't know. But it turned out okay.
Yep, it turned out great. And that was, yeah, I had a blast making that.